So welcome everyone to this evening Dhamma session. And as usual, be very happy to start with a guided meditation. And then after 40 minutes or so of meditation, we can have some words on Dhamma with a bit of time at the end for any questions or comments. So I'm very happy to be here with you all. Very wonderful to have Wat Buddhanason with us. Thank you so much, Shari. Thank you, Bante, for your kind words. And welcome to everyone also in the room and all those out there on Zoom. So let's begin, friends, with some meditation practice. So please make yourselves very comfortable. Coming into sitting practice, maybe closing the eyes to enable the heart mind to open to this body sitting, cultivating simple awareness of what can be known, what is being experienced at this point, right now, right here. Breathing deep and feeling the breath moving into and moving out of this body. So we're starting to land here. This is our time to let go of anything other than what's happening right now. And what's most apparent as we sit together. With the eyes closed, what's most apparent are feelings and the sense of this body. And so let this be our resort. Bring the attention home to this body, these feelings. And we can see how maybe immediately or maybe a bit later the momentum of happenings, thoughts, issues, our sense of situation can come in. But let our attention be rooted here, firm, steady, and stable as we observe the reality of these feelings, this body. You know, it's such a paradox, isn't it? We're stabilizing the awareness so that we can open to the changing, ever-changing, ever-moving, flowing reality. The mind likes to solidify, reify, concretize experience, situations, history, But there's no stability there. There's no safety. Our meditation practice, in its simplicity, its willingness, our willingness to bring the attention home, here, now, is moving us closer to true refuge, that which is sure, anicca. Everything changing, moving. This world is shaking, and we can rest in that, can't we? Rest in the truth as we cultivate stable, steady mindfulness, rooted in the body, like a lump of foam, this form, like bubbles, these feelings. We can open to the truth here. Kindly welcoming what's actually happening right now. Move the attention around the body and feel what we feel. And we can notice how this attention by its very nature is loving, kind. Paying attention. How kind. How good to attend to this moment, this body, these feelings. And we can be aware of the chitta, the heart, the state of mind. And we can be aware of any thinking that comes and goes. No problem. Dhammas arising and passing. And we can see how the attention moves from resort to resort. Thinking, emotions, feelings in the body, body sitting. And we can notice where stability can be found. The knower, this mindfulness itself, steady, rooted in the body, present. This is unshakable. This is a refuge. This is Buddha. This is awake, alive. And the Buddha can see the Dhamma, truth, reality, nature, here, this piece of nature this temple, this body. So let's be the Buddha, seeing the Dhamma, friends, Sangha. Every time we have the opportunity to sit, to meditate, we're enabling, strengthening, opening to the Buddha, seeing the Dhamma. So simple, so direct. Are we willing to be here? Are we willing to allow all the Dhammas, the thoughts, the moods, the feelings to be like a drop of water, drop by drop, hitting the hot plate of this awareness, evaporating, gone. As soon as we feel, see, hear, think, touch, gone already. Can we let go? Can we be here? Not in the past, not in the future. This is the place. The Buddha said, if we can develop this one skillful attachment unshakably, invincibly, then we can be invisible tomorrow, utterly safe, utterly secure. The Buddha, seeing the Dhamma. So let's continue to sit, friends, and be present. Flow. Let go of any sense of holding, making, being, anything at all. Keep opening, opening wide to this experience. Body sitting, the breath, feelings. Aware of the change, the flow. Being the Buddha. Opening to the Dhamma. How is it now? Is there awareness of body? We feel the breath coming back, coming home, noticing how every thought, mood, mind state is reflected here, is mirrored here in this body, these feelings. Can we keep checking? Grounding, steady, abiding here. From this perspective, there's clarity, there's space, and the mind can also find its peace. The body does well when we pay attention to it. The mind does well when we leave it alone. Keep coming back to the body. Place of authenticity, integrity. It's sincere, it's true. Leave the mind alone. Just let it be. Let it flow however it wishes to flow, but not to get into that current. Sit like a rock. Sit like a mountain with all kind and good attention, resting here in this body breathing. Dear friends, we can just allow a very smooth and gradual shift as we open the eyes and come back to the shared space. I think we might need some more lights in here. We just turn some lights on over here so you can see me. Have a good stretch and change your posture as needed. Maybe on the top. Yeah. That's wonderful. Thank you, Venerable. So again, very warm greetings to all Venerables present. I see we have also the Venerables from Aranya Bodhi. Welcome. And I'd like to offer some words on Dhamma. And first to pay homage to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. So we have, as many of you know, been studying, learning from, contemplating the Satipatthana Sutta, great teaching of the Lord Buddha, over this period of time, winter retreat time. And it's been a beautiful springboard for the practice, and wonderful to slowly go through the sutta and just investigate all the meditation advice and profound Dhamma teachings. It's all here, isn't it, in this sutta, the entire path. And we've reached the fourth foundation of Dhammanupassana, and we've been looking at this for the last week or so. So the first foundation of body, the second foundation of feelings in the body, pleasant, painful, or neutral, these areas, these resorts for mindfulness. The third foundation, citta, the state of mind, the heart, the mood or the tone or the expansiveness or contractedness, the energy, the state of mind. And now Dhammanupassana. It's a huge section, this part of the Satipatthana Sutta. And it's very interesting that the Buddha points to certain paradigms for us to investigate, for us to contemplate when we practice with this fourth resort for mindfulness. Dhamma, the truth, in this context is the mind, that which the mind inclines towards. And we've spoken last week in the evening talk, I was speaking about the khandhas, the 5 khandhas, body, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. But also gave another paradigm, which is to investigate the senses, the 6 senses, something we can do in our everyday life. I mean, when we're not formally sitting, to investigate seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and the thoughts that come and go. This is a really valuable practice. Can we just allow these 5, 6 inputs to be our world of attention? In both cases, and in the guided meditation I've just given, the encouragement is to simplify, to be present for what is and not to move into any other realms, you know. Particularly, we can say not to move into the past, not to move into the future, but to be here. The moment is actually elusive. We start to recognize, don't we, when we pay attention to what's happening now. There is no moment. It's wonderful to see this, that there's nothing we can actually hold on to, even as a moment, even for a moment. No, there's this constant flow. So we can't catch the moment, but we can incline our attention towards what's actually happening. In the Chan tradition, they talk about the Huato, this energy the Buddha in Satipatthana Sutta calls atape, this ardency, this effort to be present. The Huato is this elusive but burning inclination to keep trying to find the moment, to enter into the moment. It's described as like trying to climb a glass mountain, constantly falling back, and we pick ourselves up and we try again and again to come back, to be here, to be present. So when we feel, as people often do, you know, I can't really manage this. The mind is so wild. The mind is all over the place. I can't stop thinking about the past. There's so much emotion coming up for me. When the mind just, I can't help it. I just dwell in past experience that's painful. And I'm stuck there and I can't stop feeling the anger or the resentment or the fear or whatever emotions are lodged, somehow feeling like lodged in the heart. I can't do this. I can't let go. I can't be present, fully present. So it's like climbing the glass mountain. It's not easy for anyone. We're not different. We're not particularly afflicted when we struggle in these ways, you know. Climbing the glass mountain, sliding down, picking ourselves up, and the willingness to try again, to be present, to capture the elusive moment. And we realize, yes, that there is no moment to be caught. There's no stability whatsoever. But there is this constant change, constant flow of experience. And isn't it, as we start to open to this, whether we're working with the khandhas, whether we're working with the senses or any other kind of paradigm given to us by the Lord Buddha, the four satipatthanas, whatever we're considering and working with, we can, you know, keep making the right effort, friends, and inclining the mind and patiently enduring any setbacks. Every time we slide down, we're actually given an opportunity, aren't we? We're given the opportunity to rise up. We're given the opportunity to develop parami, virtue, determination, effort, curiosity, enthusiasm for the practice, atape. The Buddha also gave the paradigm of the 7 enlightenment factors in this section of the Satipatthana Sutta, and he gave the teaching on the Four Noble Truths, which is also the way that we can develop right view, considering the Four Noble Truths again and again. And it's really relevant to what I'm saying, isn't it? Because when we fall down, slide down the glass mountain, it's because some dukkha has arisen in the heart, in the mind. And then we have this opportunity. We have the opportunity to rise up, and we rise up into right view. Like, what's happening here? Why is the mind agitated? Where has it gone? What's happening? And we can see that the First Noble Truth is apparent to us here. When we're able to be present, watching, flowing with reality, opening again and again, letting go of anything other than this, we're making our way up the glass mountain. Very good. Excellent. But when we inevitably slip and slide and crunch and fall back, then we have the chance to consider the Four Noble Truths. Dukkha is present for us. Wonderful. We can be glad. We can truly be glad. What's happening here? And we can see the First Noble Truth and we can open to that. There's suffering. Why? What is the cause? And there will be something there for us to consider. Second Noble Truth. Desire, wanting or not wanting. Some, however subtle and slight, some movement out of the present, some movement away from Dhamma, away from the truth, some inclination towards self, towards holding, grasping, some desire or some aversion has come into the heart. And it's not that it's come in a way, is it? It's that it's there and it's revealing itself. So we have a chance to let go of this too, and to incline back to Nibbana, back to the present, back to the open, spacious, bright awareness. So it's interesting, isn't it, that we can consider, when we consider the Four Noble Truths, that whether we're climbing or whether we're sliding back, it's all good. It's all wonderful. We're on the path. Because the climbing is good and the sliding back is revealing the next, step forward. The next opportunity to free the heart from suffering. So then we get to work with this sense of unease, this like a pearl is created, isn't it, from a grain of sand? Something like a grain of sand, something like a pebble in the shoe, something uncomfortable. It could be very obvious, it could be very subtle, but something's preventing us from simply being present. And so we open and investigate. And we can investigate in different ways, can't we? This second noble truth of the cause of suffering. We could incline our attention to see, where's the sense of self? Has the sense of self arisen here? Because it has. Or we can incline ourselves to see, what is being held to? Where's the grasping here? The reifying, the making of, the unwillingness to let go. Where's that? What's happening here? Or we can simply feel the pain. Come to the body and feel something uneasy, some change in the breath, some physical manifestation of the second noble truth will be there for us. Some discomfort, some unease, maybe a little tightness in the belly, a quickening of the breath, or some pain in the heart, some emotion, some memories in the mind, some thoughts. Feel what's happening in the body. Feel how they're reflected in the body. And so in this way, it's almost like if we focus on the thoughts, we're sort of in the choppy waters and we're easily moved and swayed around. And it's hard to come back and start climbing again. But if we are willing to keep on remembering to come back to the body, come back to the feeling, then we have the chance to, it's almost like we're diving under the water into the ocean. It's like we're diving into the subconscious. You know, this is the place. It's almost like this is where all the sankhara ferment. This is where they arise. This is where the floods come from, you know, the undercurrents, the asava, the defilements. So when we're on the surface of the mind and we're getting caught up in our thoughts about what's happening, very difficult to let go, but to dive deeper, go deeper, feel out what's happening. And we can get to know the feeling of desire, the feeling of aversion. How is it in the body? So much easier, friends, to then let go, to understand, to fully feel, to fully experience the suffering and the cause of suffering. And then the letting go happens quite naturally. It's like when we feel the fire, we feel the heat, then we want to move back. It's obvious, it's natural, it's instinctive to let go. But if we're not perceiving, we're not feeling the effect of the second noble truth, the causes of suffering, then we can get very lost for a very long time, which is after all how we've been for so long. We've been oblivious. We've been distracted. We've been ignoring our suffering. This is the time to fully face, isn't it? And in fully facing our suffering, it's to fully feel what we feel. And in this way, we can loosen the knots. We can move out of the trauma. We can relax at last and recognize that there's nothing here that I need to hold on to and make mine. There's no emotion, memory, state of mind that belongs to me. It can flow freely here. And so this investigation of the Four Noble Truths takes us to the third noble truth, doesn't it? Cessation, and feeling that, feeling the ability to let go, to actually know it, to sense it. It's really good to open to awareness of cessation, isn't it? When we recognize some kind of habit pattern, some kind of past history that we've been somehow holding to as an important truth that needs to be reified, solidified, and made much of. When we are able to feel the suffering, the burden that is, and slowly watch it, lighten and soften and loosen, and even to the extent that our memories start to shift and change, and we start to realize that all these memories and thoughts of the past are also changing, not sure, not reliable at all. As these burdens start to lighten, and in the end we're able to release them, we can really notice this, notice the third noble truth of cessation, and enjoy, that taste of freedom that it brings. And of course, the fourth noble truth, this is our entire life of practice, Eightfold Path. And again, we can reflect on these path factors, can't we? So valuably. And there's something about for me, the wheel image, the 8-spoked wheel. Every spoke is of the same length in order for the wheel to be a wheel, to be round, to be complete, to be able to be a means of rolling forward. Every spoke has to be well aligned, in position, and of the same length as every other spoke. And it's good. I like to consider this in terms of the 8 path factors. Because we can experience in our life of practice that there are times when, one factor is a little shaky. We can fall down. Very often it can be around right speech or right action, or we can feel uneasy about right livelihood and how that's manifesting for us. Or it may be that our meditation feels very challenging at times, very difficult to even want to sit, to even find ourselves making time for practice because we don't want to face something. There's something we want to avoid in some way, and so forth. We can, really help ourselves a lot in our practice by again and again considering these 8 and kind of going through them and reflecting. The Apposita days are very good days for this, the moon days, but it could be any day, and maybe every day that we can just have a run through, have them on the wall somewhere, the 8 path factors. Right speech, right action, right livelihood. How is my life going? Am I able to live in a way that I'm very comfortable with, that's virtuous, that's wholesome, that's generous, that's kind, that's harmless? And if when I have these thoughts, when I reflect in this way, there's a piece of grit or a stone or a pebble in the shoe, as it were, it will reveal itself, and we can consider, and we can polish, and we can refine these aspects of the path. And then we can develop our meditation practice, our daily practice, and our mindfulness in every aspect of life. Can I develop the willingness to keep coming back to the simplicity of this moment? Can I be embodied here in the office, in the family? Do I really want to kind of tune out, watching telly, reading books, or do I want to sit steady, relax, be with others, open to how I'm feeling at the end of the day, meditate, really relax and give ourselves the best? We can consider this, consider how much time we want to spend distracting and how much time we want to spend simply being present here and now. And so we can develop samadhi, stillness and peace. And I feel, monastic life is so supportive, so helpful. I'm just full of gratitude for the opportunity to be in a monastery with good people who are practicing so well. It's so inspiring, it's so uplifting, and it's so supportive. But wherever we are, lay life, high practice, to be able to deal with all the complexity, the busyness, and yet maintain a sense of presence, centeredness, and peace. Peace. We can do this. And it's something of a developing, a cultivating, isn't it? And this is for us, these path factors. And to see where development can happen, where we can just very gently, very simply, very kindly improve a little. Spend a little bit more time doing nothing except being here. Spend a little more time breathing deep and relaxing and appreciating peace, appreciating the value of stillness. And right effort to, continually pay attention to what matters, to develop what's good, to develop what's wholesome, and to let go of that which is not serving us, and to investigate, what is the direction? How do I want to evolve? How do I want to see this life moving, so that at the end of my life, I don't have to feel regret. I don't have to wish that I'd done it differently. I can actually feel it was done well. I made the most of the opportunity. So we can reflect in these ways and do ourselves a big favor if we consider that this life is very short and there's not much time and I could go at any time. And then this sense of, how would I want to spend my day if this was my last day? This is a very clarifying, helpful consideration when it comes to right effort. Where do I really want to put my energy today? How do I want to spend my time? And then we can consider also the panya, the wisdom aspects of the path. And as we're speaking and listening tonight on the Four Noble Truths, this is the consideration for us to develop right view. It's wonderful that we can do this at any time. It's like, is there suffering right now or not? That question. And we're immediately contemplating the Four Noble Truths. Is there suffering? If there's suffering, why? What's the reason? What's happening? What's being created here? What's being held to here? And if there's not, very good. Keep practicing, remembering the body, remembering feeling, remembering the breath. And in this way, right view is with us. It's like our friend. It's like our protector. We can't go astray when we're considering in these ways the teachings of the Lord Buddha. We're here and we're vigilant, and there's continuity to this practice. This can be done. And right intention, our guiding light in this life. To be harmless, avoiding any kind of cruelty. This is so helpful for us. Most of us, I know most of us, wouldn't harm or hurt another being intentionally for any reason whatsoever. And if we make mistakes sometimes, we will rectify them very quickly as soon as we notice that any harm or hurt has happened, because we're practitioners and we're devoted to the good. But sometimes we can be quite cruel to ourselves. And even the best of people can miss this, fall into this way of harshness towards oneself, judging and criticizing and finding that we fall short in some way. This is all self-suffering. But it's a tendency for many people. So let's be aware when we consider right intention that it is all about loving kindness, isn't it? Loving kindness and compassion for every being. And it absolutely has to start with this one. So to avoid cruelty here, to avoid harm, to be willing to see any judging, criticizing, punishing thoughts for what they are, which is just past conditioning, nonsense, chaff, let it blow away, dismantle, let go. And we can do this when we recognize right intention is important here. Non-cruelty is path. Harmlessness is path. Kindness, compassion. These are absolutely fundamental to the practice, and they are path. The path is nothing but these qualities I mean, they have to be present for us to walk this path. So let's remember right intention, setting our compass, punibana, and renunciation, this third aspect of right intention. Let go, the willingness to let go, the willingness to let be, a light touch, an open hand, an open heart. I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what comes next. I have no idea what just happened. Not to create anything at all, to be open, to be willing to know the unknown. Nothing certain, as Ajahn Chah used to say, nothing sure. If we can set our intention in this way, renounce the knowing, the perceptions, the mental formations, the sense of anything at all here that's me or mine or myself, then we can fully step into reality and we can live the mystery, and the path can open up for us. And we don't know. We really don't know what comes next. And that is always true, but we like to pretend otherwise. So to open to this truth is to be able to be quite fearless, very relaxed, very peaceful. No problem. Whatever comes, we know exactly how to relate to it, which is to let go, let go, let go. So right intention is a wonderful contemplation for us because it just sets us on the path, and it keeps us on the path. And it's like we have the map. We don't actually know where we're going, but in a way we don't need to know, because this much will keep us on the right way. So these are just a few words about Dhammanupassana, about the Four Noble Truths, and particularly at the end here, bringing to mind, reflecting upon the Eightfold Path. And I would really encourage each and every one of us, to let this be a daily practice. And if we can't manage a daily practice, then put the Eightfold Path factors on the wall somewhere and give that opportunity to again and again remember. Like the spokes of a wheel, can we polish them? Can we keep them healthy, keep them in a good state so that the wheel can roll, so that it's not wobbly, so that it's firm? Can we investigate, and see, where can I develop? How can I develop these factors? So I wish you well with this practice, and thank you for your patient listening. Ewan.
Sadhu Anumodama.
So I hear Ayatataloka's voice, so big respects and welcome to Ayatataloka.
Greetings.
And I'd like to open up the space. So if anybody has any questions or reflections to share, we have a little bit of time, and I give you a chance to see each other, and for people to feel very free to come in. It's lovely to see you there, Shari. Thank you for appearing on the camera.
I'm just grateful to be here. We've so much enjoyed your teachings this month. Thank you so much. And last week with Ayatataloka.
Anyone else like to come in? You're so welcome. Ayatataloka.
You mentioned Hua Tao, And I'm familiar with the Korean pronunciation of the Hua Tao. In Korean, the pronunciation is the Hwadu. And Hwadu means the Hwa is the word, and Du means the head or the source. And the word in this case is what we've heard about the awakening of the Buddha and what it is to be a Buddha present in the world, and then also for the Arahants, really what it is to enter the stream and to grow and develop in the path, and then to experience the complete fulfillment of the path. So these are words, yes? So this is the word, this is the story, thus have I heard. And then the Du or the Tao, in this case means the head, like the fountainhead or the source. As in old Indian traditions, then the Ganges is considered so holy, and then people make pilgrimage to the mouth of the source, the fountainhead of the mother Ganga, the Ganges. And then there's the analogy in the path, of course, of the stream of the Dhamma. So then what is the source of the fountainhead of the stream of the Dhamma? So the practice of the Hwadu, which I practiced for a number of years myself with a number of the masters of the Hwadu practice, both Korean masters and then also the late most venerable master Shengyan, was from China and founded Dharma Drum in Taiwan. Then we contemplate, so if we talk about the source of the stream of the Dhamma, and what is this? What did the Buddha realize that he said then when someone asked him, what are you? Are you a god or what are you? He said, I'm Buddha, I'm awake. And like, what is the source of that? And I've been reflecting just during your talk, because you mentioned it then about the refrain in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta of the not only the Atapi Sampajano Satima Vinaya Loke Abhija Domanasanang Viharati means putting aside. It does mean that. Putting aside, abiding, putting aside greed, wanting to get, and grief, wanting to get rid of or coming into conflict with everything of the world. It does mean that. And then also in the refrain, the part about the jnanamataya, patisatimataya, anisito cha viharati, nacha kinchi loke upadhyati. It's pointing right to that. And jnanamataya, this is the jnana only, the matrix even. Mataya's matraya means the mother, the matrix, the source, right? Or the knowing. And pati sati mataya, pati means to turn back, reflect back with your sati. And mataya, matraya, the matrix, the mother, the source. Not clinging, without clinging to anything of the world. We reflect what the Buddha mentioned as all our concepts of everything internal and external is what's referred to as the world, all of our constructs about this. So I was just reflecting. Thank you so much for mentioning the Hua Tao or Hwadu. It's not a synonym for Atapi. That's not the meaning, although the ardency certainly we could consider for Atapi, for how the Buddha and the Arahants themselves awoke, the how, then the Atapi is certainly essential in terms of how we apply our heart continuously, ongoing, regularly, in whatever, wherever, however, everything at once, everything everywhere all at once. I don't know. But coming back to that point also of just the matrix, the source of the knowing of the mindfulness and the clear awareness, reflecting back on that. In the Wadu practice, also in the Pali text, then there's a certain point when the full process of awakening is being expounded, where it mentions also this pativipassana. So pativipassana in the Pali text then means with that penetrative insight looking into, then not only focused like outwards or inwards, but it's like into the awareness, the pasana. It's turning the pasana, turning that seeing and knowing back into itself, reflecting it back into itself. And it's said when doing that in the Hwadu traditions, it's called retracing the lamp, or turning the lamp back, reversing the lamp. So also like tracing the path back to its source. But for our minds, for our hearts, for our direction of vitaka vichara, our application and direction of our mindfulness and awareness, even our mind becomes one-pointed, and everything else falls away. It's like then to look into that, the center of that. Thank you very much for mentioning it, and for being the like stimulating condition for this Dhamma reflection. Anumodana, with much appreciation.
Thank you so much. Sadhu, 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 for those great teachings, Ayatollah. Much appreciation. Chris. Hi.
Hi. Good evening. Bye, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good night. Forgive me if I'm a little slow. That meditation really got me a little slowed down, a little sleepy. But one of the things that stuck out to me that you were talking about, I think it was the glass, like climbing a glass wall or something like that. It was just good to hear that, because I get frustrated sometimes, because it's like I feel like I know what to do, but it keeps, it's a constant struggle. So and then I I like how you framed excuse me. I like how you framed that, like every time you kind of like slipped into some pain of some sort, that it was like an opportunity. And lately in my life, there's been a person in particular that kind of triggers, you could say, like the Achilles heel of my mind, like the weakest point, where it's like I could get kind of almost obsessive, or like interpret these little things as negative that are in fact not, and then things just kind of get momentum, start going. And it's just like a constant struggle to kind of like catch that before it turns into a huge boulder, because it's much easier to catch it when it starts rolling than to try to catch it once it's a huge boulder. So it was just it was just nice to hear that, and encouraging. So thank you.
Thank you so much. That's just really beautiful what you said, for everyone to take in. It's wonderful, isn't it, how yeah, it's difficult and we struggle, but actually we're all in it together. And the experiences that we have in our struggles speak to the hearts of everyone. And so true what you said there, that if we can catch, the stone when it starts to move, then we can actually get a handle on things and step away from that suffering. Once it's going, we sometimes just have to watch, and be in that flow for a while. And yet, my sense is every time the kind of disaster happens, we can pick ourselves up. Yeah, we can. And we can know, that we're sharpening, we're developing our power, of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a friend to start with. And as we continue to struggle with our practice, but keep practicing, it becomes like a power. The Buddha said, bala, it's a force. And so we can really see this development happening. And the crucial thing, right, is not to make a problem out of any setbacks or that sense of overwhelm or losing it, because we can always start again. How wonderful is that? There's always the chance to, rather than reflecting back in a negative way, just to learn from our experience and then move forward in our practice. So I really appreciate your words and your reflections and sharing. Thank you, Chris. Anyone else like to come in? We have just a few minutes. Marion, yeah.
Sorry, I don't know where the little hand is on my phone.
Yeah, me neither.
Sometimes that happens. Like sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. So good thing you saw me. I just wanted to share that I really liked it when you said, live your day as if it was your last. That's something that spiritually is not a very on a lot of religions. Like I grew up Catholic. I left the Catholic Church many years ago when I was younger. And it's always about do something so you can go to heaven, do something so you in the future, right? And you're saying do something so you can enjoy it when you're doing it, right? Be in the moment, live it as if there's nothing else after. Like, because I suffer from anxiety, so it's always like, what if this happens? What if something I'm doing right now has consequences, or why am I feeling this way? What's that gonna mean tomorrow? Blah 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 blah. But I really liked how you did that, focus on present moment, which is something that I think Buddhism has a lot of. It's always an underlying thing in their religion. So I really like that. I want to share that.
Thanks so much, Marion. Buddhism is so practical, isn't it? It's so practical. It's all common sense, really. That's the beauty of it, I think, because we can. Sorry, I just got a bit distracted there. We can not really find fault with the Dharma teachings of the Buddha, and that's what struck me when I came across the Buddha's teachings. It's like I was trying to find fault and pick them apart, and I just couldn't. So we can just appreciate the beauty of this entire Dharma from the Lord Buddha, in that it's flawless, actually. And yeah, thank you for that reflection. Much appreciation.
We have another moment for Carl. Carl would like to ask something.
Sure. Okay, Carl.
What I really love and what I heard tonight is no matter where it goes in the whole practice, you're doing it right. So it's beautiful in the beginning, it's beautiful in the middle, and it's beautiful in the end. I just like how that was proven tonight. So
Absolutely, that is the way. And it's so encouraging, isn't it? We can just feel, very blessed and fortunate that we have the practice, and to really focus on the good aspects and encourage ourselves, give ourselves a pat on the back, actually. And because the mind will tend to more a kind of negative bias. And it's wonderful to learn from our mistakes. And these qualities of hiri and otapi, kind of shame and fear around wrongdoing are really valuable for us. But we want to be very careful not to get into self-blame and judgment, because they set us back. And this path is one of, joy, actually, and happiness and well-being. So every time we fall down, as I was saying, we can feel glad that we can sort of dust ourselves off, stand up and start again. And thank you for your words there. So dear friends, time's up. And we just... Okay, so something's happening here. If you want to go, you're welcome to go. And if you want to stay a little bit longer, you're welcome to do that. We have a camera moving to Aya Suwijana, who's also with us. Big respects to Aya Suwijana.
So the Dhamma Journey community would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to Aya Bhavawara for wonderful teaching, the wealth of teaching that she's given during this winter retreat time. It was a wonderful opportunity, I'm sure, for everyone here. I was away at the Hermitage, but everyone here benefiting from your presence, and those of us on retreat knowing that the community was being taken care of, that internally and externally was being taken care of. And what I've heard also, you're sharing is just really beautiful. So we're all very grateful for your, in many ways, your support for the winter retreat time.
Thank you.
This is from all of us, from all of
There
our
are others here.
monastics and all of our retreatants at Dhamma Monastery and also at Aranya Bodhi Hermitage, and everyone who's joined us online for the teachings during our whole 3-month retreat. We want to express our great metta and love and gratitude and appreciation for these last 3 months of such generous hours and hours of such generous teachings and sharing the Dhamma and meditation together. And Aya, we want to wish you well on your upcoming journey back to your homeland, and then also on your upcoming pilgrimage route to El Camino on the way.
Thank you so much. Big gratitude to all of you. The truth is that I've benefited so much from being here. I'm actually just full of gratitude for this opportunity. So thanks everyone, and all good wishes for your ongoing practice, and huge, huge gratitude to this beautiful community.
We would like to share blessings with you, and I invite the whole monastic community and everyone who knows this chant to join in together. May you have every good blessing. May all the devas protect you. By the power of all the Buddhas, may you ever be well. May you have every good blessing. May all the devas protect you. By the power of all the Dhamma, may you ever be well.
May you
have every good blessing. May all the devas protect you. By the power of all the Sangha, may you ever be well. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Anumodana.
Thanks everyone. Thank you, Aya.
Thank you, Aya.
I'd like
Bye-bye.
to conclude actually with a dedication. We just heard news today that our beloved Ayarananda Bodhi, her mother passed away yesterday, and this is very much in our hearts here, so I'd like to make that dedication for her well-being, for Ruth Cardiff, Ayarananda Bodhi's mother, who died at the age of 90, fully conscious. She wouldn't take any painkillers. She was wanting to be fully present for every moment of the experience. So inspiring. And she's actually the mother of 2 nuns. Ayarananda Bodhi and also her sister. How amazing. So thinking of Ayarananda Bodhi and dedicating all the merits of this occasion for Ruth Cardiff. So we can all turn to the Buddha in our hearts, or the Buddha on the shrine, the Buddha in our place where we are, and conclude by paying homage. Arahan Sama Sambuddha Bhagavata Bhagavata Adivate Sawakato Bhagavata Dhamma Sangha Supatipano Bhagavato Sango Sangha Namami. And I'd just like to say finally that we have Aya Suwijana offering the teachings starting on Sunday with the meditation and Sutta study group. So big gratitude, Aya Suwijana, big respects. Tune in on Sunday and ongoing teachings as usual.
And I'll be back with you for the final Uposita program on April 5th, full moon.
Tune in, everyone. Don't miss that. And if you can't be there live, then come along later to watch on the YouTube channel. Thanks, everyone.
I have a quick question before you sign off.
Yep.
Is there anything special for Buddha's, I think it's his birthday on the 5th? Is that the 5th?
No, no.
The 1st?
No. The Buddha's birthday is celebrated at Wesak. Actually, his birthday, his death day, and his enlightenment day, all in one.
Something's coming up, no?
No.
I saw something on Twitter about it. I wasn't sure. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
no, it's actually, but it's great you ask, because everyone can then know that this happens in May. Is it
Okay.
May or June? In May or June.
Okay.
Different traditions hold it differently. I think the Mahayana tradition does have 3 different days. But in the Theravada tradition, we celebrate all in the same month.
On the full moon of the month of Vesak.
Wesak month, yeah. So,
Okay, thank you for that information.
You are so welcome. Thank you for bringing it in. What you need to do is just keep tuning into the teachings, and when Wesak comes around, be there. It's a very good occasion here at Dhamma.
Perfect. Thank you.
We are planning on doing something for it, and you're very welcome.
Okay, thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Aya. Thanks, Aya. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.